Every year after Thanksgiving, the nation's wealthy elite, right, still fat-bellied from turkey and stuffing, tune into their local news outlets to observe, to watch, with the gravy drooling down their from the edges of their mouths, watch what has become an annual tradition of bloodletting and frenzied consumerism. We call it Black Friday. But to those like the Walmart heirs, who together own more wealth than the bottom 40% of the nation combined, it might as well be called their very own Hunger Games. It's their store, after all, that played host to this one-day battle waged by poor and working-class people to get discounted appliances, clothes, toys for their kids. Like Suzanne Collins' dystopic future portrayed in The Hunger. Remember the movie? I'm sure far more people saw the movie than read the book. But the movie is a piece of the book. But in any case, the bottom line is it's about impoverished teenagers battling each other to the death once a year for the amusement of that world's, Panem's wealthy elite. So much like that, Black Friday's battle royales tragically often end in death here in the United States. In just the last few years, we've seen shoppers and retail workers shot to death, trampled to death, pepper sprayed, bitten, punched, kicked, all in the pursuit of Black Friday shopping deals. This year was no different. 2 people were shot outside a Walmart in Tallahassee, Florida. Another 2 people were run down by a car in a Walmart parking lot in Covington, Washington. At a Sears store in San Antonio, Texas, one guy punched his way to the front of the line, literally punched his way to the front of the line, only to have another guy pull a gun on him. Every year around this time, the phrase, "clean up on aisle 5, takes on a much more disturbing meaning. All while the wealthy elite look down on the spectacle before them with amusement and, most importantly, the knowledge that the entire spectacle is fattening their bank accounts. This Black Friday Hunger Game is actually a pretty new phenomenon. The term has been around since the 60s. It was mostly used by factory managers talking about the number of people who called in sick after Thanksgiving. But in the 1980s, retail outlets noticed that their balance sheets at the end of that Friday would be black for the year. This was the point at the year where in the arc of the year where all of your income met all of your expenses and suddenly your store was in the black. So they called it Black Friday. It was the unofficial start of the holiday shopping season, but it was also the point in time where if a store successfully made it through that Friday, then they knew that basically everything from then until Christmas was profit. After years of relentless marketing to lure shoppers to their stores at bargain prices, Black Friday has officially become the number 1 busiest shopping day of the year. Started in 2005, officially, the busiest day of the year. That year, nearly half the nation, that was 140 million Americans, went shopping on Black Friday. This year, over 240 million Americans jumped into this stampeding chaos. But to blame the rise of Black Friday on effective marketing is to miss more than half the story. Black Friday, in reality, is a symptom of the plight that 30 years of Reaganomics has brought to working people in America. Right along with the frenzied rise of shoppers willing to fight each other in retail outlets across America, we've been steadily, for the last 30 years, watching the destruction of organized labor, of labor unions, of decent pay and wages and conditions for working people. Where a third of the workforce was unionized just 2 generations ago, only a tenth is today. Alongside the drop in unionization rates, the middle class's share of national income has also dropped off significantly, as reflected in their wages. Adjusted for inflation in 1988, this was just before Black Friday came about in its modern form, average American worker made $33,400. By 2008, the average American worker was actually making less. $800 a year less, $33,000 a year. While virtually every cost of living borne by the working class, from housing to food to pharmaceuticals, have exploded. All the while, the wealthy elite, the top 1%, they've seen their income not go down like working people, but rise 275% since 1979. With the price of everything from food to energy to education to housing to healthcare, it's all exploding. More and more working Americans have to make tough choices. Christmas presents or the heating bill? And that's where the retail giant stepped in. The retail industry, which employs more than a third of our nation's low-wage workers, created Black Friday with a promise that shoppers can save big if they hit the stores on this one special day. Frankly, the only thing shoppers have left is to enter themselves into Walmart's Hunger Game, where they literally claw and bite each other to get one of those 40% off kitchen appliances. With only limited quantities available. You've seen that asterisk on the flyers? And thousands of people waiting in line outside. Then the message that gets given to young warriors in the Hunger Games applies to the shoppers readying themselves to the mad dash for the kitchenware section. It's the same message. I mean, literally the same message is out of the book and the movie. May the odds be ever in your favor. But to the 50 million Americans in poverty and the fifth of the nation living in economic insecurity, what other choice do they have if they want their kids to have a decent Christmas? Or if they just want to get, a coffee pot that works. We have Black Friday today because the wealthy elite have strangled their workers for 32 years. Ever since Ronald Reagan's election. Time magazine in 1966, back before Reagan, saw a future of rising productivity thanks to machines, computers, and thus rising wages for workers. They said that a leisure society was coming. In fact, they calculated that the average full-time 40-hour-a-week worker by the year 2000 would be making $100,000 to $120,000 a year. Or alternatively, just working a 25-hour week for the same pay as back in the 60s. And sure enough, productivity did increase at that rate, just like Time magazine predicted. Unfortunately, all that extra wealth hasn't gone to the working people. Instead, it went to the top 1%. Thus, the Black Friday Hunger Games. Isn't this bizarre? I mean, it's not the rich who are stampeding the stores. This is the new and tragic American spectacle. And we should be looking at this saying, this is a symptom of a society in dysfunction. It's time to end the Hunger Games. It's time to end Black Friday. It's time to pay people decent wages.